Maradona called his greatest rival. It's Germany's most capped player of all time.
Lothar Matthäus was, from the beginning, a player who you could see was a great talent. One that you can find only very rarely. I would describe him as a talent of the century.
He could be this incredibly dynamic player who would just, almost grab a game by its hands and just, move it to a totally different level.
Lothar Matthäus was one of the greatest players of his generation. In 1990, he was European Player of the Year. 12 months later, he became the first ever World Player of the Year.
What I was doing special, I saw Maradona, wow, I saw Gullit, wow, I saw Van Basten, wow. Because nobody, never ever, I believed so much about myself. I was looking always another and I was thinking, this player was much more better than me.
There was no one more worthy of Player of the Year than Lothar Matthäus. He was perfect at the time.
The highlight of his career saw him leave West Germany to World Cup glory in 1990. A tournament that cemented his reputation as both a player and a leader.
He's one of those people who willed himself into being a great player.
He always gave the maximum. He did it for himself and for the team. That is why he was so valuable.
I put the cap in the air, I kiss him before I put him in the air, and it was, maybe you cannot see the emotional in the moment, but I was full with emotion and full with happiness.
There can really only be one man, known throughout the world of football as Der Kaiser. It's Franz Beckenbauer.
Say Franz Beckenbauer, everybody knows what you're talking about. Just one of the real statesmen of the game. He's still the Kaiser.
He went through a lot of phases in his career. Sometimes he was really loved, then people didn't like him very much. Then he became sort of the elder statesman of the game. So there's not just one Franz Beckenbauer.
Beckenbauer became captain of Bayern Munich at just 23, and then leader of the West German national team a year later. Decisions that coincided with a positional change, which saw him move from central midfield back to a sweeper role.
He was clearly the most talented player of his generation, perhaps even the most talented player ever.
He had such technique that he could play with his head up, and so many players, even very good players, have to look down. He's never seemed to look down. Almost invented the position, really.
He was unlike any sweeper ever seen any before, because he was not, not just a primarily defensive player. He just made it look too easy.
Leadership came naturally to Beckenbauer. He skippered West Germany to glory in the 1972 European Championship, and then famously the 1974 World Cup on home soil. At club level, Beckenbauer was equally influential, captaining Bayern Munich to 10 major honours, including 3 consecutive European Cups between 1974 and 1976. Individually, he won 2 Ballon d'Or trophies and was German Footballer of the Year 4 times. Even in the twilight of his career, he returned from America to lead Hamburg to a German title, and then when he became a coach, he led West Germany to World Cup glory in 1990.
Franz went successfully into management, and I just think it seemed like his destiny. He seemed to be born to be captain of Germany, born to be manager of a successful German side.
As a leader, he had no equal. Football Countdown's greatest captain, Franz Beckenbauer.